Friday of the 27th week in Ordinary Time.
A reading from the letter of St. Paul to the Romans. Brothers and sisters, I know that good does not dwell in me, that is, in my flesh. The willing is ready at hand, but doing the good is not. For I do not do the good I want, but I do the evil I do not want. Now if I do what I do not want, it is no longer I who do it, but sin that dwells in me. So then, I discover the principle that when I want to do right, evil is at hand. For I take delight in the law of God, in my inner self, but I see in my members another principle, at war with the law of my mind, taking me captive to the law of sin that dwells in my members. Miserable one that I am! Who will deliver me from this mortal body? Thanks be to God through Jesus Christ our Lord. The word of the Lord.
Responsorial Psalm. The response is, Lord, teach me your statutes. Teach me wisdom and knowledge, for in your commands I trust. Lord, teach me your statutes. You are good and bountiful. Teach me your statutes. Lord, teach me your statutes. Let your kindness comfort me according to your promise to your servants. Lord, teach me your statutes. Let your compassion come to me that I may live, for your law is my delight. Lord, teach me your statutes. Never will I forget your precepts, for through them you give me life. Lord, teach me your statutes. I am yours, save me, for I have sought your precepts. Lord, teach me your statutes.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. Jesus said to the crowds, "When you see a cloud rising in the west, you say immediately that it is going to rain, and so it does. And when you notice that the wind is blowing from the south, you say that it is going to be hot, and so it is. You hypocrites! You know how to interpret the appearance of the earth and the sky. Why do you not know how to interpret the present time? Why do you not judge for yourselves what is right? If you are to go with your opponent before a magistrate, make an effort to settle the matter on the way. Otherwise, your opponent will turn you over to the judge, and the judge hand you over to the constable, and the constable throw you into prison. I say to you, you will not be released until you have paid the last penny." The Gospel of the Lord.
The first reading comes from Romans 7:18 to 25a. Paul speaks about the fact that he would like to do the things that are right, but he is so weak. He finds that whenever he tries to do the good, he ends up doing the evil instead. We have to recognize our weakness, that we're flawed, and it is so easy for us to fall into the sins that concupiscence leads us to. Concupiscence, that fleshiness, that earthiness that drags us down. We like to think of ourselves as mature and able to make the proper choices. And yet, so easily we're dragged into temptation. Somebody stops short in front of us while we're driving, and we become furious. We watch a TV program where the flesh comes on the screen and we can't change the channel. That cherry cheesecake is in the fridge and we're on a diet, and we can't say no to eating a sliver of it. And by the end of the day, that sliver becomes a slab. We are so weak. How is it that we'll ever avoid sin? Only the grace of God. That's the only thing that will give us the force to say no to those things which would drag us down. And so we have to continually pray, continually turn our hearts over and surrender to God's grace. The Gospel is from Luke 12:54 to 59. Jesus speaks about the fact that the people are able to judge what the weather is going to be like by where the wind is coming from, etc. If you're able to judge the things of the earth, why can't you judge the things of heaven too? Why can't you realize that you won't live forever? Look yourself in the mirror and see the gray hair. Realize that your life won't last forever. Today is the day to convert. Settle with your opponent while you're on the way to the judge, or otherwise you might be thrown into prison. Today is the day to call that person that we've been feuding with and make peace. Today is the day to reach out to a person who's lonely. Today is the day to do good deeds, because we don't know if we'll have it tomorrow. And may God bless us.